didn't have any good Christmas. Anyway.
Welcome everybody, and I know a few of you are going to join in, and also there's a lot of stuff going on today which I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to start, and I'm supposed to be in the jungle. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm supposed to be in the jungle. So I'm going to go back into the jungle. Check me out there. Hello, right. Welcome to Junkanoo. And this week we got so much things going on. You can hear the wind whistling and so on because it's still about taking care for the environment. And look, we got so much stuff going on here. I can tell you what we've got today. We got the En Route Carnival, and we're going to give away the book En Route Carnival. And also we're going to have part 2 of Clary, part 2 of Charles of Mandinga. Wow! And then also we're going to show you how to paint Mother Earth. We still got with the jungle, right? And then we're also going to show you the flower festival. And then also we're going to show you about global showcase, which we did long time ago in Luton. And Clary was involved as well. She was interviewing and everything like that. And then also we're going to look at the biggest giant makers like Royal Deluxe. That's program coming up as well. And then we got some how to make a mask the Chinese way with John Mo generation. And then we're going to talk about marimba, the different versions of marimba up to Zimbabwe. And then we're going to see the tigress calypsonian. And also we're going to have a lot of how to do this, how to do that, how to do this. And some of the stuff we're going to do is how to use a glue gun and the tricks for using the glue gun. And then on top of that, I'm also going to show you Junkanoo. Yeah, the Valley Boys are in today. And then also, we're also going to look at how you can make glue using just flour. And then also, we're going to show you how to make don't throw away your CDs, because we're going to show you how to make a bag using CD and old gin. Okay, so there's so much stuff going on, I'm so excited. I'm sure you'll be excited. And remember to tell everybody every Sunday, check Junkanoo. Okay, so I'll see you later. I'm out, completely out. Check it. Yeah, that's my twin brother, by the way. Today, I am going to try to make something, because I always say to people, make something during the program. So I'm going to try to make something. I'll show you what I'm going to make. 6 years ago at Nottingham Carnival, these people came, and this hat was so brand new, like brand new hat. And these guys came, and they sprayed all the stuff on me. Like, look at it now. Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint it. By the time we finish this program, this would have been painted, and you can tell me what you want me to paint it as. I've got the colors, I've got the paints and so on, and I'm going to make anything I want on here, because this set I haven't been wearing it. I want to be able to wear it with all the colors that are needed in it. Right, so anyway, welcome family. Let's see who is in the house right now. Somebody's going to win a gold card. Whoever is here first is going to win the gold card. So who's there? Ooh, Madam Angela, gold, yeah, for gold. Jane in the house, yes, Jane in the house, gold, you get gold. Jane and Angela get gold. And of course, the madam. Now, madam, every time I always say Cheryl, and I'm told that it's not Cheryl, it's Cheryl. I have to put this posh touch to it, right? Hi, my dear, how are you doing? And hey, you need to be making something as well, right? Jane, I'm waiting for the images that you're going to send me. So now I'm going to show you a dream parade in Taiwan. It's very interesting, because this guy went abroad, and when he went abroad, he found out very interesting stuff. Then he decided to set it up. He's going to talk about it anyway. So I'm going to give you right now a dream parade in Taiwan.
So this is the attitude, the spirit. We need to have an attitude to facing the life. The life should be sometimes have happy, yeah. So. We want to tell the people, the Taiwan people, say, although the lives sometimes hard, but we need really happy to facing the everyday.
So slow. Hello. Yeah, you know, there is something called a vault, right? Where you keep all these old different things. Old things, by the way. So Global Carnival's organization that sponsors Junkanoo, my organization, we've got a lot of archives, a lot from different places where we do Carnival. You know, from Abuja to South Africa to Trinidad to Brazil, different places like that. Yeah. So every week we're going to show you something. So the one we're going to show you now is a carnival that used to happen in Wales. My mate here, Steve Fletcher, used to run this organization, and they used to run the carnival in Cardiff and also in Swansea. So this particular carnival, I filmed it like a few years ago, so just take him back in time, read. So Mr. Fletcher, this is for you. Everybody, check what the other carnivals do around you, and then I'll be showing different carnivals in England as well as all over the place. So for now, check Swansea Carnival. The quality of the video is quite old, so bear with us. Otherwise, you can see the vibe. Yes, no, yes, no. Right, I'm on a train now trying to go back to the jungle to see my twin brother. I think you saw my twin brother earlier. And now we're going to find out, do we need trees? Do we need trees? Remember, Junkanoo is all about the environment. So do we need trees? Right. Before I do that, let me just see what's happening with the family here. Okay, so Anne-Marie, you said you are there. And I said some rubbish about you, and he didn't seem to bother. He didn't complain. That's very good. And then, Marina, what are you saying? Marina. Miss Madam Popper, what are you saying? We had a deferred.
We had to defer today, Pax. I'm down with a heat stroke after a very long hot day running up our pop-up parade yesterday.
Oh no, sorry about that, Marina. Yeah, I was sending all my crew to check it out before we do our thing. So that makes sense. They were saying they couldn't get through or something. Now I'm like, no, you got it wrong. So now it makes sense what you're saying. So make careful with this sun, you know, because we sort of tend to be concerned about avoiding COVID instead of trying to avoid the heat. So the heat is not good if it hits you, right? Hope you are feeling better, Marina. That is a goodwill message from Madam Jane Blackman, whom I'm waiting for some image from her. And then Marina, what do you say? Thanks, Jane. I'm struggling to read this because of my t-shirt is blocking it.
I'll be okay after a few days off.
Okay.
I'll mainly be sipping tea.
You'll be sipping tea? Yeah, that would help. Definitely that would help. Right, so Madam Rampage, look, this train is going to Luton, right? So you better be ready there. I'm coming, yeah? You can see me, I'm coming over there. So now, do we need trees? Then after that, we're going to listen to Madam Clary from Mahogany. And also, I mean, something happened here. I've been trying to get hold of our friend Charles Mandinga because I was going to show part 2 of our conversation. But without speaking to him, I may not, because something has happened. Some of you might know what's going on. Until I speak with him, I won't be able to show the part 2 of our conversation with him. Okay? Now, Junkanoo Goddess, where are you? Now, do we need trees? Yes or no? Wow, let's see what happens. I'm going back now. I'm going to stop in the jungle and see my brother. Yeah, what is he saying? So my brother is enjoying himself in the jungle, and I'm not in the jungle. Hey, you following me? You are following me. Now look, what I'm trying to do here is to see about trees, right? This is all, Junkanoo is all about the environment. So what we are going to do right now is to check the trees while I'm checking the trees, I want you to watch this program. The program that says, do we really need trees? Yes, watch that. Over to you.
Did you know that algae and trees were the first forms of life on Earth 5 million years ago? It was because they produced oxygen that human beings could evolve so quickly. Today, there are billions of people inhabiting our planet, and our living environment has undergone many changes. Do we still need trees? Absolutely! After all, the algae in the oceans and the trees on land produce the largest percentage of oxygen on Earth, and we can't live without oxygen. They also absorb CO2 from the air. This is a good thing because the increasing emission of greenhouse gases is releasing so much CO2 into the atmosphere that the result is an acceleration of global warming. By absorbing CO2, trees are slowing this process immediately. And did you know that a large part of the fine dust we produce is filtered out of the air by trees? This means they're making the air a lot healthier. But this isn't all. A single tree supports the lives of more than 250 species of plants and animals, and so contributes to biodiversity. For instance, with its pollen, bee colonies can pollinate other plants and keep them reproducing. Furthermore, trees provide a natural cooling effect, enhance good drainage, serve as a shelter from the wind, and make people happier. Happier? Absolutely! Because we are more creative, more involved with others, and more active when we're surrounded by trees. So we also smile more often and are less often sick. When you think about it, trees are really fantastic. But all over the world, even in the Netherlands, the number of trees is declining. The trees that remain can no longer deal with our CO2 emissions. Couldn't we reverse this trend? Yes, we can. In the middle of Brabant in the Netherlands, there are many people who know how important trees are. These are the people who run the nurseries of Greenport Midden Brabant. They really want to change things around and make the world a greener place. They apply 100% sustainable methods to let young trees grow to make them useful for fulfilling their important work elsewhere. This is actually making the middle of Brabant a green cradle for both the Netherlands and other countries. They also collaborate with artists and designers to devise new ways to make our world greener.
What would we do to make our world greener? We need to make it greener, even greener than the green screen that you can see behind me. The world has to be much greener than that. The trees are disappearing. Why are they disappearing? Right? So we need to sort all that out. You know, I would speak with people like eBay and so on, so that when they do their packaging, they should encourage people. They should have written on a box, whenever you get a box from eBay or Amazon, you should have a label on it that says, please don't throw away until you've really realized that you can't be creative. Right? That's what they should be doing. Anyway, who's there? Let's see. Oh, yeah. So you are correcting me then, madam. So you are the Junkanoo goddess. Hey, I'm waiting for my rack and scrap. Where's my rack and scrap? Now, yes, you don't run away. I don't know if Clary is watching, but I know that Anne-Marie is watching, and now hopefully Steve is watching as well, right? Because I'm just going to bring in your work colleague, right? Before I can even say ha, hey, he, ho, who, you're going to be seeing Clary speaking about... Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, so I brought this just as a little surprise because you don't know half the time.
You're a spy.
You don't know when I'm stalking you, so I just evidence read. This is how I stalk. Now this, I think I was saying to you, see, that in terms of all your work, this is the work that's always inspired me a lot. You know, I always like this thing where you get a piece of cloth and a piece of wire, and then 3 days later, it's an animal actual that moves, that you can actually relate to as an animal. And personally, I feel that's what you did on these ones here. And you took them all over the place. I think I saw you taking it to Liverpool. It was a brouhaha, and then different places.
Yeah, we do like to make sure that our animals have movement and life. So I think that's one of the things that we've become really known for. Mm-hmm. We try to design costumes that have inherent movement.
Yeah.
That's really important to us. So there will always be bits that move. Even if they're static elements, there will be moving elements as well.
Yeah. Now this one was just like really the evidence of all that. Really, I loved it. And then what have we got here? So we got that, and then what's the other thing? This is Party Caribbean video. This is Notting Hill 2018. So that's 3-4 years ago.
Yes. This was a Windrush presentation that year.
Oh, okay.
That's the Blitz, this set. As you can see, there's the burning of London. That's the symbolism of the buildings on the headdress and the collar, and the glow of the fire of the Blitz. With the bombs dropping on London, you see them in the back. Sometimes we be very literal, but it still makes a really exciting thing when you see all of them together.
Yes.
It's very vibrant.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I think of all your work that you've done, this is the only one that I really understood. I don't know if you know why, but that's the one I really understood. I understood everything you were doing.
Is that because you saw it, you came in the mass camp and you saw the drawings?
Yeah, because I was assessing it as well for the Arts Council.
Okay.
In order to assess it, I can't pretend that I understand what you do. I had to go deep down into it, and then all of a sudden it made a lot of sense in looking all the way you did all the, some of the London stuff and the fire and all that, So that's one of the ones I really like. So I thought, yeah, I understand their work now. That girl knows what she's doing.
Well, I hope so after all this time.
Well, the thing is, it comes back to what you're saying, really, that, most carnival people, they give us their work. And you see a man dancing there, and you see the rainbow there, but there is no explanation what that is all about. So a lot of carnivals do that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a part of the experience. There are different kinds of experiences at different points. So people who come and choose the costumes, they know all about the theme that they choose. People who are making the costumes, they know all what they're doing, why they're doing it.
Yeah.
Then the judges receive a written explanation and they're doing their bit. And then the rest of the time, people are, oh, look at that. Oh, I wonder what that's about. So if we can get people to come and find out something that they didn't know, and they come after to find out what it was, that's fantastic. And if they just go away thinking, wow, Carnival was amazing. We saw some amazing costumes, beautiful designs, there's harmony. So maybe they don't get to the actual meaning. The banner does help because it does give you a hint as to what's going on.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's good to have some literal things within it. So when you see Blitz and you look at it, you see the burning buildings, it's just literal. And when you see the boats coming and you see what it's to do with the Windrush, then obviously those are the ships.
Yeah.
So sometimes I like to keep a literal thing because it helps different parts of the community to kind of link it, to understand, to feel that, oh yeah, I get what's going on in this thing. But Carnival does operate on so many different levels. It isn't about being literal. It's about being there in the moment and taking in the vibe and then looking at things and you're questioning what you're seeing in front of you. And then you go away and you can rethink, gosh, there's some great ingenuity, some engineering, some creativity, performance.
Yeah.
So if you don't get the exact meaning, that's okay because the judges did.
Well, I don't know because I'm sort of a difficult punter when I come to watch Carnival, all the carnivals I go to, I need to understand what's going on there, and I always come up with this thing that if I can't actually understand what you're doing, then you failed your job. That's how I feel. Anyway.
That works on a particular level. But if somebody's just turned up on the day and they're just there and then suddenly they see this thing going past, they didn't see the banner at the front, they didn't see it at the back, or then they won't get a meaning in the way that I intended it to be.
Yeah.
But that's okay because they will get other things. They will see a ship coming past through coral, and they will know that that's the Caribbean, and so the ship is leaving the Caribbean, and then the next thing they see is what they see next, and the next thing, and so they are then putting the story together by looking at what they're seeing going past and understanding, oh, there's the ship and then there's a logo of London Transport. So what's the relationship between that ship, the Caribbean, and London Transport? Do you understand? So it's Carnival. That's why it is important to have your message kind of clearly illustrated. But the story does unfold, and if you know, and if you don't know, then you know that the Caribbean and London Transport has a link because it's there for you to see in the story.
Yeah. No, I think that's the challenge. I mean, people think Carnival is easier compared to theater, to be or not to be and all that. But personally, I think Carnival is much more challenging than you trying to do a theatrical piece. Everything we are talking about now, in a theatrical place, you can actually get all that because people are sitting in one place, watching the whole 2 hours. In Carnival, we pass through somebody 5 minutes, and then after that, what was that? So that's what I'm trying to say. If somebody can fail to explain to me, because not everybody wants it explained, right? But for me, I want to be able to understand why did they have a snake in it? Why was there a skeleton in it? And all that kind of stuff here. So I suppose when people are going to Carnival, everybody's got their own take. But people like me, I'm so difficult really when it comes to listening with Carnival. That takes me to the next question to you. Is that, we are not living in our normal way. Everything is changed. So I'm just wondering, how much of a challenge are you having with Mahogany? I'll ask you about the Carnival Center, but for Mahogany, how much of a challenge have you had, and how have you managed to go through these challenges that we've got at the moment?
Well, it has been a massive challenge because, of course, we're not digital experts, and I didn't really want to go out and do stuff that really wasn't of a very good quality. So we focused where we thought the need was greatest, and we thought that was going to be with children. And because we're right in Harlesden, where we were at one point, we had the highest number of deaths from the virus here in Harlesden. And so we know that our local community was really, really suffering. So we decided that we would spend our time making activities that children could do at home using only paper, which is what they could afford or which they could find at home or what schools would have. So that was my focus first. We made paper things, we put them online, we contacted our schools, we said, here's this stuff going on. So we did that sort of thing. And then we also made PPE at the beginning. I thought that was really important for me to support my freelance artists. Yeah. So we furloughed our main staff and employed our freelance artists. We made scrubs and we made some masks. And then we did actually get small commissions. So we were able to do some small, we made a thing for Diwali, a sculpture of Ganesh that went into Brent Cross. And we were doing some performances in July. We were doing stuff at a restaurant where we take our animals, Shaka Zulu. We'd go every Friday and Saturday. So we were doing things, and we did over Carnival. Of course, there was the Notting Hill virtual. Yeah. So we were planning for that. We have costumes. We have a space. So we were able to safely manage our team to do the virtual carnival with 16 costumes. Which was a fantastic experience because everybody was just so happy to see one another and to go out and do something. And some of the footage was really, well, actually all the footage was really beautifully filmed. So that gave us a chance again to just step back and look.
Well, that was Madam Salndy, all the way from Luton, I think. And we've still got chapter 3 to speak with her. So I think now I'm going to, I wanted to show you me making this thing. And let's see if anybody suggested what I should do. Hey, Madam Angelic, what are you saying? Are you saying you forgot rack and scrap? Or are you saying you forgot what you are called? Because you are the Junkanoo princess, right? And I call you Junkanoo. The thing is, I call you Junkanoo goddess, and you want to be called Junkanoo princess. Right. So what did you forget? If you forgot my rack and scrape, you are in serious trouble. I have to speak with Zion about that. And what if you say, you've been to the Sheikh. Right. Rack and scrap capital of the world. And you completely forgot. What's wrong with you? Are you sort of having the same vibe as me where I always forget everything and anything at all? Ooh, amazing fire costume. That was a compliment to Clary. The thing that the costume that she was wearing when she was that she was showing her costume. Right, let me get Antigua behind me so that I can speak with you properly. That is Antigua, ladies and gentlemen. And Jane, what are you saying? Just fantastic. Yes, it was fantastic, wasn't it? Very fantastico. And then what have we got? Nadia, what I say? Hey, is anybody going to suggest what I should do with this thing? Let's see. Nadia, oh no, that's not Nadia, isn't it? What about painting a giraffe pattern on your heart packs? Did you hear that? She wants me to paint a giraffe, and everybody's calling me a giraffe, so that won't happen, will it? People keep calling me a giraffe just because I got this giraffe comedy thing going on. One day I shall show it on here, but it's not really linked up with Carnival as such. Apart from me being a giraffe. No, it's not me. It's my twin brother. The giraffe just got my voice, but not me, right? And then what else have we got? So Angelique, you are going to fix it. Okay, so I'm going to... so Nadia suggested a giraffe. No one else has suggested anything, so I'm just going to go and then I also got these paintings, these pens. Now I bought these pens maybe 1957 or something, and they were very expensive. They were they were £7.99, and they got reduced to £5.99. So I hope they're still okay. You know, I hope they still got some paint on them, because these things, they do dry, don't they? They dry and dry. Anyway, while we are doing this, I can tell you that right now we're going to show you, because most of you do a lot of stuff with your Carnival. Let's see if this works, right? You do a lot of stuff with your Carnival. So, hold on, where? So I'm going to show you this. It works! Wow! Now I'm going to be drawing like that and like that, and then I'm going to put more paint in it. By the time I finish this program, this is going to be wearable. At the moment, it's not wearable at all, right? So anyway, you use glue guns, right? And some of you don't use glue guns because you are not artists, or you do different work. But anyone who uses glue gun, this is very impressive. These are a few tricks that you can do with glue gun. Then after that, I'm going to take you to Trinidad, to the panorama, and see tigress singing. And then after that, we're going to talk about the en route book. I don't know where it is right now, but I'm going to talk about the en route book, because I'm going to give away the book to some of the lucky people. And then after that, we're going to see the flower, because you know in Jersey they got this flower festival, but no, we're going miles away from Jersey. And then also I'm going to sort of going back to encouraging the artists. I'm also going to we've got a film that shows you how you can understand color. So this is not just for the artists, it's for anybody. How do you understand color? So we got so much. And then I also talk about butterflies, because when I was in the jungle I was trying to catch some butterflies and I couldn't. Then I remembered we do have some butterfly program. So we're going to go now to the glue gun tricks, right? See if you can benefit anything out of that. Hi. I'm so glad you're still here, and we continue with the program, right? And I've always promised that you're going to show you how to do this, how to do that, and so on, right? And a lot of you do costumes. You do a lot of costumes, right? And some of you don't. Some of you do little clips. And we encourage you to take the cardboard and do whatever you want with it, right? So now, the program coming up is going to show you how to care, how you can use your glue gun. Yeah, because you guys like using glue guns, right? Yeah, you burn me. Glue gun, how you use it so that you don't burn yourself, you don't burn anybody. So this is tips on glue gun.
I use a glue gun pretty much every day. Usually when I come into my craft room I would turn my glue gun on, so it's always ready, and it's just something that I find very useful to use when I'm applying my embellishments, any kind of ribbons, or just other materials to my paper crafts that I feel need that extra stick. And I just love the convenience of how fast and quick it is to use and dry. So I have my glue gun here. Now this is the one that you've seen me use for quite some time, but I've also recently got this new cordless one, which I'm really enjoying as well. And I did have another really good one, which was a blue one, which I picked up very inexpensive from Amazon, but I've actually given that one to my mum. But I will link these three below, because these are the ones that I've used, these are the ones that I would recommend and that I really enjoy. So the Sizzix one here is a lovely little glue gun. It's obviously all plugged in here. Now this isn't the original stand. I did have the original stand, but unfortunately I dropped that one. But you can pick these up on their own. They're very inexpensive, again, off of Amazon. I just cut a little silicone mat here and I stuck that in there so that I can easily pick off any glue that does drip. It's just a handy little drip tray. So this one does come with a stand, but you'll find with most glue guns, when you have a wire, when you stand them with the stand that comes with it, you have to kind of get them positioned, but they may just fall over quite easily. So I would just pop the stand away and pop it into one of these little holsters. Again, it was about $2.99, very inexpensive. So no matter what glue gun you've got, if you don't have a stand and you want to get one, then get one of these because they're great. Now this one here I picked up from Amazon, so obviously heating up now, it's nice and hot, so it's got a USB to charge it. You get this little silicone mat just for any bits that do drip, but I find it doesn't drip. And this one here, the dripping is when I initially turn it on, and it's any kind of glue that was left on the nozzle, it's just kind of falling off. If they don't, I find these two do not drip as I'm using them. Now with this one here, I thought it'd be a good example to show you when you're starting to get down to the end of your glue. I recently came across this fantastic hack on TikTok and I had to share it with you all. But when it's like this and you find that you start to lose you know, it's not pushing it through anymore, but you can still see the glue stick there. Some of you may know this, I didn't. If you just heat the end of the new glue stick, and then if you just slide it through and let it attach to that one, give it a few seconds just to grab, and then that will pull through now without you having to actually physically put it in and push it through yourself. So now you can just carry on with your craft and you've got that nice strong grip again with the glue, and it flows really nicely. Top tip with your glue guns, make sure they're nice and hot. The hotter the glue, the better it's going to work, and it will spread thinner, and you just, obviously it'll take a couple of seconds to dry, but you will get a much better application when you let your glue gun heat up properly. Don't feel as soon as it starts to kind of like the glue maybe start to fall off, it's ready to go. It'll be quite maybe hard to squeeze. It's because it's still not quite hot enough, so just give it a chance. And once it is very hot, that little trigger will move very, very quickly. As you saw there, that's coming out really easily. Another little tip is grab yourself some silicone little finger protectors. These ones here I got from the brand Stick to Anything, and you get them in a little pack. Again, very inexpensive, but it's great if you're adding embellishments or something and you need to apply, you know, some pressure. You don't want the heat from the glue. Pop the silicone little protector on, and you can, you know, literally touch that glue now and go right into there. You get a warmth that will come off, but you do not get anything that will burn you. And this is all on that silicone mat, so once that's all cooled off completely, that will come, you know, I'll be able to peel that straight off. You can see that piping hot glue, and it's not causing me any trouble at all. And then once that does start to cool, which it is now, I can just peel it all away like so, because it's the same material as that there. You just got a little ball of glue. So that's those two, which I've already had. But when you get this gun, you get a pack here, and these ones are more like, I guess, your rubber gloves that you may use for doing washing up or something. So you can see there how those go on. You do get quite a lot in there, so they're going to last you a long time, but that will work the same way. And again, you know, I can kind of put my finger in that glue there, and apart from a slight warmth that you're getting, it's not going to burn you at all. And again, once that's cooled down, it will just all peel off again, like so. There's a little bit left on there, but I can take that off. So that's what you get there. So yeah, do invest in some little, you know, something to protect your fingers, and you know, that will make a load of difference. Also, in terms of kind of looking after your guns, so with this one here, if I'm going to turn that one off now, and this one, again, you can see it just comes out really nicely. So I'm really enjoying this one. Like I said, little USB to charge it, and it's a great little tool. But when it comes to cleaning the glue at the end, what you might find helpful is some kitchen foil here. Screw it up like so, and then you'll be able to clean the nozzle of your glue gun. You want to do this while it's still kind of warm. Now mine's kind of built up over time, but it will just help take away any of that glue. Now I've got kind of Christmas gold glitter glue stick on here and so on, but you can see that it just cleans it all off. Now I can get that even cleaner, which I'll do afterwards. If you have any kind of grease, you can use like a lip balm, anything like that. I have a little one here. Again, that's boiling hot, so I don't really want to put it on yet. But if you just get a little bit of the grease and just, when it's cooled down, pop it around the end, and it will stop any buildup of glue going, you know, attaching itself onto the end of the nozzle there of the glue gun. This is another helpful tip. If you've got silicone kind of caps that go around some of the glue guns, then you won't need to use that because you can just peel off the glue. But these ones here, this one here has got plastic all the way down to this part, and then it's got the metal. So I just clean that with my foil, or just pick it off when it's just cooling, so it's warm enough for you to be able to touch and still peel off. But you do want to try and do that after you go to like put everything away. Is just give it a little bit of a clean, because it will stop that build up. but adding a little bit of grease will really help as well. So that's it, just a couple of little tips and tricks which will hopefully help you use your glue gun better and enjoy it maybe. And I know there's lots of other great ones out there on the market. These are just the ones that I've got and that I would recommend to use. I've also used some that are just not very good. So it is a trial and error, because some that one person may really enjoy, someone else, you know, may not. So it's all down to personal preference, but the cordless ones I'm really liking. There's a lot on the market. There's some that will also charge when you pop them back into a holster. So, you know, it's a bit more expensive, but you might want to go for that one. But for what I need, and this one is working just well for me at the moment. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll be back very soon with another tutorial. Bye.
Okay, so wait a minute. Right. So I was so excited, Anne-Marie, I was so excited when I read your message. I nearly stopped everything so that I can get excited, because this hat that this thing I've got here, Steve helped me last time to sort it out, but the back of it is gone completely, utter the butter messed up. I'll show you what it's look like, but it's so bad. It's really bad. So if Steve can sort that one out, I am ready. I'm ready. Ooh wee. What's going on there? Right, so this is what it looks like at the back. Yeah. Oh no, it's got green, so that might be a problem. So that is green. That's green. So because we've got the green screen here, things start happening, and that is it. So that is okay. The map is okay. Steve did that. But what's really scary is this bit here. Oh, that's gone to pieces. Look, it's gone to pieces. So Helen said she was going to do a jacket, and Steve said he's going to repair this. So we are all in business, aren't we? So anyway, let's go to some calypso for a change, right? We go to Trinidad and see Tigress, the mighty Tigress.
Who feels it knows it. It's no bed of roses. I want to expose it. No one knows how you feel. Who feels it knows it. I've bound to expose it. When that open door closes, depression is real, so real. Woo! It have some people on the outside, they're laughing, but on the inside they're dying. And as depression goes, they can't even get out of bed. They're quick to say, you're too lazy, but you have no motivation, no energy. Sadly, nobody knows what's going on in their head. Christoph St. John, Robin Williams, police singer Ian Hamilton, DJ Avicii, Kate Spade, Anthony Bourdain, and some of students in this country. Their precious lives ended tragedy. Nobody felt their pain. Their cries for help was in vain. You see, no, it's no bed of roses. I have to expose it. No one knows how you feel. Who feels it knows it. We have to expose it. I want people to know depression is real.
Anyway, I'm making progress here. Look at this. Oh no, it's because of the green screen. You are not seeing exactly what I'm doing, but we are getting there, and nobody helped me. The only person who suggested something was Nadia. This, if you see anything black, it's green. Anyway, so now we're going to talk about this book on route, the book that was in up to now. Chris and Frank, if you are listening, where are they? You got boxes of these. I want them now. I only got 3 left of these. But what I'm going to do, ladies and gentlemen, today, I don't know if any of you have ever seen this book. Let me see if I can show you the inside of it. Is that possible? Maybe it's possible, maybe it's not. Let's see. Yeah, that's the inside of the book. But I don't need it. Who feels it knows it better than Rosie. So this book here, okay, let's see. So that's the inside of the book. Oh my God, this thing is so slow, Nadia. Yeah, so that's the inside of the book, and it's a very, it's got about maybe 20 chapters, I think, in it. is it 20 chapters or more? And what it is I commissioned different people from different parts of Carnival to write different articles on it. And that was sort of like part of my work at the Arts Council. And you've got things in there, you got all sorts of things in there. You got Danny Holder, you got Dr. Francis Harding talking about African aspect in Carnival. You've got Alexander the Great talking about the calypso. You've got Monica Reen talking about the challenges that you have if you are disabled in Notting Hill in Carnival. And then you got Photographing of Carnival by Jacob Rose. You got so many things. So this book is going to go to anybody, anyone. I mean, I just like say that we sort of like really, for me, YouTube is a challenge. So I say anyone who subscribes on our YouTube, I'll send them the whole book, yeah? But you can actually have it in your house because I'm sending you the PDF format of it. Then you can do whatever you want, print it out or do whatever you want. But that is the book for you, the en route book. And there's so many things in there. I think if you are a student, you have somebody interested in Carnival, somebody interested in the Caribbean Carnival, somebody interested in the African elements of Carnival, somebody interested in trading in Carnival. I also got people like Richard from Coming Up talking about the challenges of cooking food and selling in stores. So it's got all sorts of things in it. So all you have to do is go on YouTube and subscribe, and then everything is all honky-dory, and who feels it knows it better than Rosie. Now we are going to the flower festival because we don't allow people to do stuff that you could buy brand new stuff and put it there. When you finish it, throw it away again. So we are going to this flower festival, and then after that we are going to go back into I think I'm going back into the jungle now as we speak. Then we're going to talk about butterflies. Then we're going to talk about Madam Angelique, guess what? I'm going to be showing you Junkanoo. And this time I think I got a copy of that book. The line is no bed of roses. What? No bed of roses. This line is roses singing Angela Bushi. Right, we're going to the flower festival. I know some people have been complaining about what we show on Junkanoo because we keep refusing showing things that show that you are sort of like messing around with the environment. So we show different things really, and I'm always avoiding showing things that's got these big massive floats and generators and things like that. So now we're going to show you something that happened that normally happens in England, but this particular one happened in Thailand. And people who say there was no carnival last year, that happened in Thailand last year. And what it is the flower festival. We do have one in Jersey in UK and other places like that. So this one is in Thailand. It is the flower festival, natural nature, except that some of them are using lorries, which is not good. struggling with time, really struggling with time because it's only 2 hours instead of the usual 6 hours. So we have to show things that you can watch and then next thing after another. That's what we are doing right now. And Angela, yes, I love your comments. And also, Madam from the Bahamas. Now, I'm going to say it the right way because I ran out of time, so I won't have time to mess you up. So you are the Junkanoo Princess. No, yeah, Junkanoo goddess. Okay, we agree on that, Junkanoo goddess. Today I'm not messing about. Yeah, Junkanoo goddess, and you are asking if those are real flowers. Those are real flowers. So I'm going to go back into the jungle, and I also want you to understand color. As some of you are artists, some of you are not. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be an artist to try to understand color. So we're going to go through that. Then after that, I'm going to show you the butterflies. Wow, butterflies. What are you saying, madam of the I said it right, didn't I? Didn't I say Junkanoo goddess? Yes, I did it right thing. I did the right thing. So okay, now we're going to move on. We're going to move on to let's see who's in the jungle. My twin brother, is he still in the jungle? Let's check the jungle, man. And also let me know if you like us being in the jungle. Go, here we go. Is he still there, my twin brother, or not? Hello. I'm still in the jungle. He's still in the jungle. Wow. Okay.
Using colors is probably one of the biggest hurdles that artists face. Knowing how to use colors effectively to adjust the mood or the atmosphere, or to even pick colors that actually go well together. It's really hard for a lot of people to make it work. So that's what this video is all about. Understanding color. By the end of this video, you'll discover how to use colors effectively to alter the story or to create pleasing color schemes. So I'm going to break it down into 3 core concepts, starting with why color is so important, then saturation and value, and finally color harmonies. So starting with the why. Colors, when used correctly, can guide the viewer's eyes to what's important. Like in this scene, your eyes are immediately drawn to this nice green cylinder in the center of the screen. It can also be used to tell the story or completely change the mood of the scene entirely. However, when used incorrectly, like in my terrible scene here from 2007, it can make the viewer feel lost, nauseous, or even irritated. Basically, colors can make or break your scene. Very, very important to get it nailed down. Even worse, in terms of photorealism, color is one of the biggest giveaways that your image is fake. If you don't believe me, take out your latest work, convert it to grayscale, and notice how it immediately looks a lot more photorealistic. Getting colors right is just hard. Throughout the day, our eyes soak in millions of hues, saturations, and shades, but we rarely ever stop to study them. So, when it comes time to actually work, we have a hard time drawing from our memory what color is used for. One could argue that it goes back to our childhood. As kids, we learned about colors in their most simplified raw formats: red, blue, yellow, etc. But when we tried using these raw colors in our art, we probably quickly noticed that the results came out really ugly. But why is that? Saturation and value, that's why. Saturation is the intensity or purity of the color, and it's one of the biggest culprits when it comes to ugly color work. The second is value, which refers to the brightness or the darkness of the color. So, let's have a look at these. On the left here, 100% saturation, really hard to look at. But tone it down to 20% and it becomes almost a pink fleshy color. Again, I haven't adjusted the color at all, but just changing the saturation gives you very different results. Let's try it again with value. 100% on the left, 20% on the right. You can almost barely see it. So that's adjusting the brightness of the color basically. So you can see that it now looks more like a muddy brown than a red. Now, if you had to tweak both of these, the saturation and the value, you can see that you can create a whole plethora of different shades, all from just one raw color at the start. as is demonstrated in this painting. I'm fairly certain that the only color used in this painting is red. So just mixing it with white and black, changing the saturation and the value, able to create an entire image from just one color. Very interesting. Now, in the CG world, saturation is probably one of the biggest offenders. A lot of artists choose highly saturated colors because they think it will make the result look much better. But really it couldn't be further from the truth. Highly saturated colors not only look incredibly fake, but using saturated colors everywhere gives your eyes nowhere to rest, which is really important in an image. So having a look at this, you can see staring at it for too long, it becomes a little bit irritating. So desaturated areas of your scene are very, very important. But that's not to say that bright saturated colors are all bad. In this example, you can see that your eyes are automatically drawn to the red, bright mountains in the background there. That was deliberate. That can be used as a compositional element. So your eyes are following back and forth along the same path as the camels are traveling. Very cool. And in this image, it's pretty clear that the artist wanted you to notice those flowers.
Moving on now, we're going to the butterflies. And in Zimbabwe, we used to have a song that I used to sing when I was a kid. I don't know if I made this up, but it used to go like this. A butterfly is the prettiest thing I want to see. A butterfly, fly, fly. Oh, butterfly, fly, fly. Aha. And guess what? I'm making progress. Look at this. Look at this. Now I just need to put a bit more color in it. And then I don't throw it away. Yeah, I can use it, or I could auction it or something. Those are not holes, just green screen. Okay, so we are going to move to the butterfly world, right? And yeah, keep those comments coming. As you can see, I was trying to film some butterflies, right? So I can show you on the program. Then I remembered that we do have a program with butterflies. The reason why I would like to show you butterflies is because you designers, you need more inspiration. Inspiration on color, inspiration on movement, inspiration on the dance and all that. So, and butterflies, I always find them inspiring in terms of color. So don't be scared, right? I'm going to show you these butterflies. They're amazing, beautiful colors and so on. I tried to catch one here. As you can see, I couldn't get any one of them. That little thing that I got there does not help you, does it? So now look at this butterfly. Hello, beautiful people. I'm back again. Are you enjoying the program? Hello, beautiful people. I'm back again. Are you enjoying the program? I'm really enjoying myself because we are presenting it in the jungle. In the jungle, mainly because, Junkanoo is all about caring the environment. We're interested in those artists who care. What they do is using stuff that's sustainable, stuff that is not damage the environment. That's the artist we want. And if you are one of those artists, get in touch because we'd like to feature you here, and then you can promote your work, you can promote the environment and all sorts of things like that. So we will see you again, and I'm out of here again. I'm still working on this thing. So we're going to move very fast. This time, Madam Goddess. Yes, Goddess. Who's there? Mahala. Thank you for coming and tuning in. Funny enough, I was talking about you last week. I think we're talking about somebody in the university or something, and then your name popped up. So good to see you. And now we are moving on. This time we are taking it to the Bahamas. Junkanoo Goddess, where are you? Where are you? Now we are taking it to one of my best groups, which is the Valley Boys. I think that's where Dino does his stuff as well. So Valley Boys is one of my favorite groups in the Bahamas. So we're going to show that and get some action going. Yes, Madam Kate, how are you doing? And Mahala, where is Comrade France? Comrade France, where is Comrade France? He came here first time when we started doing this, and I haven't seen him since then. So where is he? Now, this is one of the best groups in the Bahamas, and I think Madam Angelique can confirm all sorts of things apart from saying Bahamas is the best, everything is better. You are right there. Oh no, I have to be careful what I say now, don't I? You are right there. Oh no, okay, I better play this and just keep quiet. I'm gonna have to keep quiet, man. I won't speak again, okay? I promise I won't speak again, okay? I won't speak again, Madam Angelique. What are you saying now? What are you saying? That's artwork in the background picture. Oh, is it? Oh, Arawaks, is that where you were? And then you forgot to get me my rack and scrap business. Oh, what are you like, Junkanoo Goddess? Huh? And Mahala France, what are you saying? He's cooking outside. He's cooking outside. Comrade France is cooking outside. Well, how did you get him to cook? Right? Make sure he cooks some fish for me, and then when he finishes, he should email it to me or just text it. I will be happy with that. Okay, because I'm hungry, so I'll need that. It's better in the Bahamas. Oh my goodness, Lord, how many? If every time I hear that from you, madam, and I get a $5, I'll be the richest man in the whole world. Junkanoo is the greatest show on earth. Every time I hear you say that, I think I'll be the richest man on earth. Anyway, where are we going with this? We're going to the Valley Boys. done as much as I can on these. Look, now I just need to put the colors everywhere, right? And Madam Angelique just told us that this is one of the oldest group in the Bahamas, which is very good. And also I got something else. Jane, I only got one email address now. Most people tend to use that old address, which was the old Global Carnival Center address instead of Global Carnival Z with a Z. So if you are sending anything to me, it's to my Yahoo email, right? You know the Yahoo email one. It's pinned@yahoo.com, and that is it. Like what is sell it? Hello. I shall only say it once, and I've already said it. And if you are not sure, just give me a shout, and then my colleague would answer the phone, and they will give you the right email address. It'd been lovely to see your stuff. Otherwise, that's gonna be for next week. Right now, Nadia made a comment and said, "Woo, a lot of brass." You know why? Because she's a brass player. She plays trombone. She used to play trombone in Harare Dread, and I just want to show also how much this. You see, the thing we do is Junkanoo. I've seen Kinetica do this as well. You get the young people to play the brass, and then after a little while, it keeps them out of trouble. So I'm just going to show you something in America, where the people are so happy that they are doing the brass with the young people. So there we go. It's a gritty city. The brass saves the world again.
Man, when you can get out there and you get all these kids to perform, and you get them to sound a certain way. All of your cares, all of your worries, I don't care if you just had something very tragic that happened to you in your life. Once that band gives you that downbeat, and that music is right, and it's powerful and strong, just for that brief 2 or 3 minutes, you forget every problem you had. You have no cares in the world. Yeah, it must be nice to actually live like that, with no cares in the world. I'm competing with the drug dealers.
My brother was in his car, and someone came up to him and he shined.
It's hard to get the hood out of him because as soon as he walks out the door, he gotta get hood again.
Make-believe, y'all know struggle. Everybody's struggling.
Time is ticking and ticking and ticking. Now we only got 25 minutes left, and there's so much stuff I was going to show you. And I'm so glad for any of you who joined us today, and we're still going to be there next week and the week before. I would appeal to you again, if you're an artist who has something to share for us, You are welcome here. We've had so many people. Today we had Clary. Last time we had Charles from Mandinga. We had Ali Pretty. We'll be repeating Ali Pretty. We'll be repeating... what's my friend Ray from Sunshine. We've had so many people. Lola Bambata from Mexico. We've had my comrade from Ghana. We've had a few people from the Bahamas. So any artists out there, let us know. And also please share this platform, right? Because it's a place for everybody to come in, whether you're an artist or whether you're just a panther who loves Carnival or somebody who just want to see the environment being looked after properly. Then this space is for you. So now where are we going? We are now going to go to Royal Deluxe. Yes, the rhythm of life, Jen. I like that. Those are our giant comrades, the people who make the big giants. Now I'm going to take you to a carnival, right? This one here is called Hedge Carnival. We have to observe the rules. This music they're playing is copyright. We might get stopped playing. So instead, I'm going to choose some music for you. I'm going to find some music for you to listen to while this is happening. Otherwise, we are in trouble with... YouTube and also Facebook. They are so strict about these things. Last time they did stop us in the middle of a gig. So I'll find some music for you. Anything really. What should I do? Maybe Kachasa. So that's Hedge Carnival, and we just nearly made it to go home, wherever home is, because sometimes home is where you're sitting, especially with this COVID business. So now I am going to go, because thing is we need to keep fit, right? We've been sitting for days and days, whatever. So I'm going to show you 2 keep fit things that you really need to check out. Just to do something. Why? Yeah. Hey, it's not only Junkanoo as in art, you know. We also want you to keep fit, right? There's something called keep fit. Now, there's a guy who came around with some sort of a rule of 1 jump rule. Now, I want you to check this, right? Because sometimes you get lazy and you feel like, oh, I don't feel like stretching, whatever. Check this guy. He's going to tell you really this 1 jump trick. And if you do that, you'll find yourself whenever you're feeling, you jump.
Now, everyone has those days where you just don't feel like moving your body. You feel lazy, you feel lethargic, and you just don't want to get out there and jump rope or do any exercise. For days like this, we've created the one jump rule. So what is the one jump rule? The one jump rule is essentially exactly what the title is. You go outside, you go to your gym somewhere, and you just jump rope one time. Just do one skip. The theory behind this says that if you go and do one skip, you probably will feel like doing more. And if you don't, if you're like, I'm just completely done, I have no energy, that's fine. It's probably, you know, an indicator from your body that says, hey, like, you need to take it easy on me. You've been working out too much lately. For those of you who haven't been working out at all, you just need to push through this uncomfortable area and start with that one jump, okay? And once you get to that one jump, you can feel the momentum build. You have your shoes on, you're in your workout clothes, you're in your zone. You might as well start out by just taking that one jump and turning it into one 30-second interval, and then graduating on to doing 8 intervals and taking yourself through an entire circuit. And if you build a ton of momentum, take that through an entire workout. Do 3 to 5 circuits. The hardest part of working out is just doing that first jump. So if you do that first jump, I guarantee you're gonna feel enough momentum and energy inside of you to do a little bit more. And do what you can do for that day. Don't compare yourself to other people or other times in your life. Where are you right now? What is your maximum output at this point in your life right now? And that might be different today versus 1 month from now. 1 month from now, you might be able to do 5 to 10 times more than you can do now. But it's okay, do what you can, start with one skip, build momentum, and take it one step or jump at a time. Pun intended. That's really it, guys. It's super simple, but it's super effective. If you ever feel too lazy to work out, apply the one jump rule, go move your body, do the thing. Zendu Nation out.
Hey, did that one jump thing work out? Did it work out? If it didn't work out, I've got one more thing for you, right? This one more thing is going to be 10 different ways to work out, okay? Burn those cardio, I don't know, it's called cardio, carbo, whatever. Tell me what it's called, right? If you want to burn that, there is these 10 tricks, 10 advices. Check it out, and then you can keep healthy, because we've been sitting down for a long time. 2 years now with all this COVID thing. It's about time we get fit and get back into work and all do all those things that we normally like doing, okay? Some of us like touring, some of us like being in Carnival, some of us like going clubbing. All that there, if you could keep fit, so that when they open up the gates for your country, wherever you are fit and you can go and do things. So now we are going to get onto this year top 10 workouts.
Top 10 workouts routine at home to lose weight. At a time when work from home, weight loss exercise has emerged as a contemporary cult, it has belittled the gap in between a professional and personal living space. For weight loss exercises, the best we can do is to program an easy routine of home workouts. There are various techniques for weight loss exercises at home that you can try out. Top 10 weight loss exercise at home. 1. Push-ups. Talking about weight loss exercise, push-ups are an excellent way to work your whole body, especially your chest. It's a very basic and simple exercise. You just need to place your hands on the sides of your chest. Hold your body weight on your hands while lying face down. Attaining your weight loss exercise goals. Wow! Slowly lift your body as a single unit and lower it back to the initial position by bending your elbow. You can modify this exercise to operate on your triceps by moving your hands closer to your waist. If it seems hard in the beginning, then you can keep your knees bent and commit ahead to your weight loss exercise as mentioned in the next technique. 2. Bridge. Frisking ahead on your weight loss exercise, bridge is an easy exercise to do at home. One just needs to lie down on their back and bend their knees with their feet on the ground. Now simply lift your hip and lower it back to the original position and keep repeating for a minimum of 15 times in a set and witness the magic of weight loss exercise. 3. Skater jumps. Coming to the next weight loss exercise, skater jumps is a good cardio exercise and a simple leg exercise at home. Implying this weight loss exercise correct, Get into a semi-squat position and then leap to one side and land on the leg whose side you are jumping to and repeat the same on the other side. 4. Plank crawl. This is another amazing weight loss exercise for your abs, getting your bricks of the stomach in place. To perform this weight loss exercise perfectly, you need to bring your body to a plank position with your body supported by your toes and your forearms, and then bring the knee on one side to the elbow on the same side. Now repeat on the other side. Make sure that this shifts the weight from one side to the other, giving you great endurance in your arms and getting your weight loss exercise goals achieved. 5. Squats. This is among excellent weight loss exercises at home for beginners and advanced level training. To perform this weight loss exercise, you need to start with your feet at the same distance as the shoulders and then lower the hip as if you are sitting on a chair. You just need to make sure that the knee stays in line with your ankle and come back to the starting point and repeat. Squats are known as one of the best body sculpture and weight loss exercises in a time of tight schedules attaining other work processes. 6. Walking lunges. Lunges are a great muscle and weight loss exercise for the legs that also works best for your core. To perform this weight loss exercise, you need to start with your feet together and take one big step with your right leg. Then reduce the knee of the left leg to the floor and bring the knee back to the initial position and repeat on the opposite side. 7. Jump ropes. This is the easiest cardio weight loss exercise at home. Seems to be an ordinary weight loss exercise. Jump ropes can be started with setting simple sets and then proceed on to more complex arm patterns and types of skipping such as double unders. 8. Back extension. Back extension is also known as the Superman exercise and is a great back exercise at home, helping as a pivotal weight loss exercise. To do this simple weight loss exercise, you need to lie down face front and then in one go lift your arms to your ears and your legs in the air as far up as you can. You can keep the head straight to get a complete extension in your back and hold for a few seconds and go back to the initial position. 9. Side plank drops. This is another easy weight loss exercise that works perfect for your arms, core, back, and leg. This weight loss exercise can be done by lying on your side. Now you will have to line your elbow under the shoulder and then lift your body such that the entire weight is supported on the toes and the elbow. Now raise and lower only your hips and repeat on the other side. 10. Crunches. This is an excellent weight loss exercise to lose belly fat. To do this weight loss exercise, you need to lie down on your back and bend your knees and place your hands on your chest or behind your head, and next is to pull the belly button back and contract your abs to raise the shoulder blade. You will have to make sure your neck is straight and that you are not using your arms to pull the upper body up and lower to the starting position, and repeat. Thanks for watching.
Now check this one here. This is the festival in Ghana, and it's Mr. Clifton Waters is the one who presented this. So let's see what he's got there. My tune. That's my tune. Parang parang papa parang parang papa pam parang 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 parang. Right. Thank you very much. We will see you again next week. And don't forget to share. Don't forget to tell people this is what's happening here. And also, any artists who are interested in being featured, yes, we are here for you. We are here for you. You can get your publicity stuff here. And if you are doing some kind of a touring that you want a touring date, Junkanoo is also recognized as a touring date by most funders, including the Arts Council. So, we are here. We'll be waiting for you. You can come here and do your business. So, okay, Madam Cheryl. Am I saying it right? Let me know if I'm saying this right. I think I improved, don't I? I've improved a lot. Fantastic show, Mr. Fish, as per usual. Madam Jalapino, what are you saying, Madam Jalapino? Thank you very much anyway. And I'll just thank also the people working with me, of which one of them is you, Cheryl. And also thank you big supporters like Angelique McKay, and then people like Angela Claire Bush, people who come, artists who are dedicated like Jen Blackburn, and then also people working around with me, George Nindi, Nadia, and anyone who's been helping with the program. Thank you very much. My hat is, I think I'm nearly got there. Oh, Nadia, that's your influence. I can see a giraffe there. I blame Nadia for this. It looks like there's a giraffe somewhere. And then I'm going to put more colors. Next week when you meet me, see the colors behind me. Those colors behind me there, they're all going to be on here. And then we're going to be happy. Now I finish with one of my best tune. I don't even know what they are saying, but I love this tune. Parang parang parang. So have a lovely weekend, and then we see you again next week. And take care, everybody. That stupid thing called COVID, I'm not joking, it's still out there. So just remember to be very careful. Put the mask on. It's very annoying. I personally hate putting the mask. If I have it for 5 minutes, I start coughing. But when I'm going out, I do that. So everybody should be doing that, so that we are all still alive in the year 2020, 2600, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, enjoy Parang Parang. That's one of my best tunes, so it's time to go home. But I'm going to give you a bonus just because Cheryl is going to tell me she's my boss. She's going to tell me for going over the time, but do I care? No, I don't care. Now I'm going to leave you with something very, very interesting, which is the 10 national costumes. I'm going to leave with that, and I'm sure you're going to love it. And then we see you again next week. Hooray!
Thailand! This national costume is called Shang, the icon of Siam. Shang is a symbol of Thai tradition and way of life. Shang in Thai means elephant and was the inspiration behind this modern look that incorporates a royal Thai look.
สาวงามจากประเทศไทยมาในชุดที่มีชื่อว่าช้าง The Icon of สยามค่ะชุดประจำชาติของเธอได้รับแรงบันดาลใจมาจากช้างอันเป็นสัญลักษณ์ของประเพณีและวิถีชีวิตของคนไทยชุดนี้เป็นชุดที่ผสมผสานความวิจิตรของวัฒนธรรมชั้นสูงของไทยเข้ากับความทันสมัยและเป็นสากลได้อย่างลงตัวThis costume is called Stream of Generosity and is inspired by Guinea. a half-human, half-bird spiritual creature in traditional Lao folklore. The costume is a token of appreciation to the love and support Laos has received from those around the world.
สาวงามจากประเทศลาวครับเธอมาในชุดที่มีชื่อว่า Stream of Generosity หรือกระแสแห่งความเอื้ออาทรชุดของเธอได้รับแรงบันดาลใจมาจากกินนรีสัตว์ครึ่งมนุษย์ครึ่งนกตามคติชนของชาวลาวครับชุดประจำชาติชุดนี้เป็นสัญลักษณ์ของคำขอบคุณของชาวลาวต่อความรักและการสนับสนุนที่ได้รับจากผู้คนทั่วโลก
It's a female version of a ninja. However, this year Japan will include a small surprise.
จากญี่ปุ่นครับมาในชุดนี้
It includes herbs, pork filling, and raw vegetables. The designers subtly added various colors to this delicious costume.
ชุดประจำชาติของประเทศเวียดนามชุดนี้นะครับต้องการที่จะนำเสนออาหารที่โด่งดังของประเทศเวียดนามอย่างบานหมี่ให้ปรากฏสู่สายตาชาวโลกบานหมี่นะครับเป็นอาหารเลิศรสที่ประกอบด้วยสมุนไพรไส้หมูและผักและดีไซเนอร์ได้ทำให้ชุดนี้ทั้งสวยและน่ารับประทานไปพร้อมๆกันเลยครับ Mexico Behold the Jaguar Queen representing the powerful jaguar god of Mayan culture. This is made in the pre-Hispanic style of the noblewoman of that time. The costume is made of cloth, plastic stones, feathers, and leathers.
สาวงามจากเม็กซิโกมาในชุดราชินีเสือจากัวที่ทรงพลังตามคติความเชื่อของชาวมาชุดนี้ถูกออกแบบในรูปแบบ pre-Hispanic style ของสตรีชั้นสูงในยุคสมัยนั้นชุดของเธอทำจากผ้าหินพลาสติกขนนกและหนังค่ะ
Now that's a costume enough. Number 5, number 5, number 5.
สะท้อนถึงความเคารพที่ชาวเอกวาดอร์มีต่อป่าอันสมบูรณ์ครับแม่น้ำและน้ำตกที่งดงามในประเทศของเธอ
Wow. Anne-Marie, are you watching this? That looks like Rampage costume.
India!
Iceland, where they go?
This Indian warrior princess
India.
celebrates the diversity of women's style and their unique personalities, as well as the empowerment of women in Ounce.
Wow สาวงามจากอินเดียนะครับมาในชุดเจ้าหญิงนะ
This costume is called the Queen of the Maple Leaf and was inspired by Canada's most famous symbol, the maple leaf that had been adopted as an emblem by the 1700s by French Canadians. El Salvador! This costume is inspired by the festival of Panchimalco. It is a pre-Columbian festival with more than 500 years of history. Masqueraders meet the sun goddess who transformed herself into a beautiful bird.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to see you next week when I got my hat sorted out and everything is all bligga daga 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 do. Yeah. Right, see you next week.